Get 'em, boy!
So, in Chronica's timeline, she had a servant called Geras. When Liu Kang restarted time, why does he have Geras as a servant too? Why didn't he design his own servant? Why is it that Geras has returned? Did Liu Kang think Geras was cool and remade him? Or is this further evidence that he's just redoing what Chronica was doing? He's just rebooting Chronica's designs, but he thinks he's a better manager of things than Chronica was. Geras actually says to Liu Kang, "You created me in your own image." What are you talking about, you meat robot? You're wrong. Geras is Chronica's design. What do you mean in your own image? You don't look Chinese to me. Everyone in this game looks Chinese except for you. And if it's about Liu Kang's concept of how Geras should be, well, that's not Liu Kang's image. He plagiarized it from Chronica and crossed her name off and told everyone that he made everything. What a dickhead. It sounds like Liu Kang rebooted Chronica's designs and then started everyone's memories fresh with himself as their creator. This absolute dickwad thought he could just redo Chronica's plans and make some modifications and everything will be fine. You do know that in MK11, we learned that Chronica restarted time again and again and again, probably over 1 billion times. And still, the world led to Armageddon. What makes you so special, Liu Wang? This is your first time playing with the hourglass. Why do you think you can get it right on the first go? Just because you're pure of heart? Ooh. Liu Wang thought he could just emasculate all the men and put women in charge of everything, and everything would be fine, 'cause that's not a bad idea. What a pussy. This guy doesn't even allow anyone to have a proper fight, where the loser dies. But he still puts angry men in his timeline and thinks nothing will go wrong. Here's an idea, you dumbass. Don't be a keeper of time. Don't pretend to be a creator god. Don't do anything. Fuck off even. Just die and end the whole story there. Netherrealm Studios, your story is a rancid, steaming pile of dog shit. Liu Kang should have never been put in a position of creator. You should have just stayed away from all that being above everyone else's story and just keep it down to ground level with a simple story between the realms. Stop trying to give Mortal Kombat a biblical undertone. You should have had the original Armageddon take place, but averted the disaster somehow by a proper Mortal Kombat tournament. Your whole story world is a mess. Everything that was established before just got uprooted and thrown out, and a blank slate was started to tell us this shit story. And you just keep doing this again and again and again. You keep wiping the slate clean and starting again. Just stop. You don't have any consistent ideas. This means you need to stop. Put an end to the story. Get out of all this multiverse bullshit. It's not fun. It's not fun, and it's not exciting. It's just ridiculous. Stick to making fighting games with a general story. The story doesn't matter. Make arcade towers with an interesting boss and a sub-boss. I've bought every single Mortal Kombat game from the very beginning till now, just to play the arcade tower on the hardest difficulty and try to beat it. That's the fun I'm looking for. But you've gone far astray from that. I haven't even bothered doing MKX or MK11 on the hardest difficulty. With the MK11 game, it's so bad that every time I install it from Steam, I end up deleting it because the game is shit. You filled it up with so much bullshit that it's just overwhelming. You suck big time, Netherrealm Studios. And why are you trying so hard to make Liu Kang like a biblical creator god? You even made statues of him, so people who are dumb enough to give you their money can place it in their bedrooms next to their box of tissues and worship it. If I had that statue of Liu Kang, you bet I would make a video where I'd take my steel hammer and beat the absolute shit out of it. I'd set it on fire and run it over with my car, and then I'd pour chemicals on it just to make a fun video. See how tough Liu Kang is. Why does it have to be so overly complicated? Just make a simple story like you used to. Introduce heroes and villains in interesting ways like you used to, and make a simple struggle between them. It's a fighting game. There's no need for all this Liu Kang ascending and descending from the heavens to play around in his playground that he made. Keep it as Mortal Kombat, a struggle between the realms.
Ah, that sounds boring, Napper. We can't just have the same thing over and over again. We've got to mix it up with a story that's out of this world. With storylines that push all boundaries. It makes it fun and exciting.
You imbeciles. You have all kinds of realms that you could have made a story within. You could expand on Order Realm, Chaos Realm, and show us more potential storylines based on those realms. Or you could introduce new realms. Keep the story within these sorts of boundaries, which are plentiful. You don't need to go up to higher god level and start making your...
But Napper, did you see the ending? It's Havoc from Chaos Realm. It means we're expanding the story about Chaos Realm, just like you wanted.
No, you fucking moron. You don't get it. Erase all this shit. Netherrealm Studios isn't making Mortal Kombat anymore. They're just designing a trap to siphon money out of your wallets, you fools. This video was supposed to be about continuing the story review, but I got a little sidetracked there. Let's continue. These three are on a little adventure. One of them hardly talks, and one of them talks too much. And they're talking about Yakuza. What the heck? Since when was Yakuza a part of the MK world? What happened to the Black Dragon Clan or the Red Dragon Clan? These are the gangs of the MK world. Why are we bringing real-life gangs into a fantasy game? What are you trying to achieve? Are we gonna have Bloods and Crips as well? Who's writing these nonsensical ideas into the story? It's painfully obvious that whoever wrote this story doesn't have a background in the history of Mortal Kombat lore. We've never heard of Kenshi being from the Yakuza before. This writing is stupid, idiotic. I've had enough. Why does this dickhead have to have a phone and act stupid? My fans are gonna go wild cosplaying as those things. Shut the hell up, you dickhead. Stop talking. Before, Johnny Cage used to actually be funny and knows when to behave himself. This Johnny Cage feels like the writers were given a 2-sentence brief about Johnny Cage that goes, Johnny Cage is an actor, and he's a very obnoxious douche. He has to be funny all the time. And that's the 2-line script that they get. And the writers who don't know any better went ahead and created the most overly obnoxious ass of a person and said, Yep, this is Johnny Cage. I can't express enough how much I can't stand this over-exaggerated abomination of a character. This version of Johnny Cage feels like an inconsiderate parody, an insult to the legacy of the character we used to enjoy. It's not just disappointing, it's a complete betrayal of what made Johnny Cage a fan favorite in the first place. This guy is not Johnny Cage, he's an idiot, another character butchered by Netherrealm Studios. They have staff in their team who are a part of Mortal Kombat from the very beginning. And this is what they allow to be put on the shelves. Netherrealm's not getting a single penny from me. Ooh, let's save Shang Tsung so Liu Kang can talk to him. Why? Just let him die. Then your problem is solved, you idiot. What are you going to question Shang Tsung about? Hey Shang Tsung, why did you do it? Just get this shit story out of my face. Just shut up. This story is so shit. I need Shang Tsung alive so I can talk some sense into him and everything will be fine. After I tell him off. I can't take it, man. It's so dumb. I just don't know how I'm going to keep talking about this and keep my sanity. Who put this here? You see Baraka. He looks like the same old Baraka in the original story. If I remember the lore correctly, Tarakatans, not Tarkatans. Tarakatans were mutants made by Shang Tsung or Shao Kahn as a creature built for battle. They're savage and deadly for a reason. A perfect sort of creature for Shao Kahn's army. And that too an interesting background of being created as mutants, probably from the flesh pits or something. Well, here in Gay Kombat 1, he's a simple merchant who just had a normal life, and now he's afflicted with a disease called Tarakat. Liu Kang, is this another one of your peaceful ideas?
Oh, I didn't know this was going to happen.
It just keeps getting worse with every passing moment. Baraka mentions that even though the disease isn't easy to get, you can't risk close exposure. And then we have Mr. Funny Man trying his hardest to be funny. Again. You're not funny. And he walks with him side by side for a distance anyway. You don't need to worry about catching the disease, you fool. The disease that makes you a dipshit is even worse. Oh, and look, Kung Lao's here just in case you didn't notice. He's a background prop just walking around and existing.
Get away from her, you bitch. Excuse me? You know, the movie. Tiny girl, ginormous alien.
Somebody please shoot this guy. I can't stand him one bit. He needs to be put down. NRS are trying so hard to be funny, and it's so bad. I just can't understand who wrote this fool and thought it was funny. It's painful. Okay, this part is funny. Shang Tsung needs to run off and he goes, I need time. Buy it for me. And he's run off to the Netherrealm store to buy some skins and time crystals. This literally feels like NRS trying a pathetic attempt at putting subliminal messages in our subconscious minds to go and buy stuff at their worthless store. How come Baraka and his tribe of rejects have the consistent Tarakatan mouth, but Melina, infected by the same disease, has a predator mouth? By the way, Melina was a mutant too, created by Shang Tsung to replace Kitana. Also, tell me one thing, right? Why are Kung Lao and Johnny taking orders from Kenshi? Kenshi lost a fight to Johnny, and Kung Lao was a finalist in the fight to choose Earthrealm's champion. Why is Kenshi the boss? Why is Kung Lao so damn quiet? Speak up, man. You're there. Say something. Do something. I've had enough cringe for today. I'll continue this in part 4. Join my Discord.
You know, the movie. Tiny girl, ginormous alien. Shut up! You dumbass! Shut up!